Hey guys, it's Old Man G here, back again with another video for REDEVILSTUDIO this morning. Apologies that this is late, I just had a few things going on. Um, Basically, this is my Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference review. Obviously, it's still pre-season and Manchester United are playing Leeds on Wednesday, which we hopefully should be following. The big news coming out of this is basically the idea, the suggestion that David De Gea is basically about to sign a new contract. So I just could just go through the press conference just to summarize the sort of the key important points, and then we'll just basically just take things from there. So basically, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's essentially asked, you know, memories. First of all, he's asked his memories about Leeds. Talks about how, you know, he has good memories of Leeds, seeing David Beckham, Ian Harty, you know, that just basically just that they had a really good team back in the 90s, and really is quite nostalgic about it. Asked again a bit about the team, any injuries, people that basically sort of saying that it's generally everyone should be as everyone is expected, everyone feels fine, everything feels fit, etc. Lindleof, who's actually with him in the press conference, basically says, like, he's asked about like the Leeds and Manchester United rivalry, and he says, like the boss said, I think it's going to it's going to be a tough game, but I'm expecting a good game. Solskjaer is then asked what he's actually working on with the team, which I think is quite interesting, and he says, when you coach or manage a team, there are so many little things to work on: fitness, tactical things, getting the players ready. This is about us as a team. There's so many things. Rom has missed a few training sessions and Anto missed one. Everyone is quite fit. I think that's quite interesting in the sense that Rom Lukaku has missed quite a few training sessions. We obviously know that he's rumoured to leave. They say it's injury related. I'm not entirely sure. I think this is a real big push and maybe suggesting that Rom will be leaving Manchester United at some point. I think the Inter deal is much more likely than I would say Pogba getting a deal. So yes, Rom Lukaku has been missing some sessions, so take note of that, guys. Solskjaer has then asked about how pre-season's been so far, obviously referring to the Perth Glory game. He says it was the first game. We set out how we hope to continue the aggression, energy. I've been encouraged by the pre-season, how they've showed me they want to be part of this, so that's encouraging. Now here's a key moment of flag this up. Listen, guys, Victor Lindelof was asked about his future. Now, as you guys remember, it was suggested that Barcelona in Victor Lindelof, with his agent saying that Victor Lindelof is wanted by top European clubs, presumably Barcelona, and Barcelona, who desperately need a centre back, having missed out on De Ligt, or interested, supposedly showed interest in Lindelof. So when Lindelof was asked directly about his future, he basically said, and this is how you deal with these questions, he said, I am very, very happy to be a United player. I am very excited for the new season to start, so that is my answer. Boom. So that shows commitment. So from that statement alone, we should be able to stop any speculation or suggestions that Victor Lindelof is going to be leaving Old Trafford. Thank God, because we can't afford to get any other centre backs. But from that statement, Victor Lindelof essentially has confirmed his future with Manchester United Football Club. That's good. On the other hand, Lukaku, it was mentioned about Lukaku's future, and it was said that, well, the day we start the league, everyone here will want to be at Manchester United. There are always rumours. When the league starts, we batten the hatches down. I think that's a bit of a different answer compared to what the Lindelof answer. So it is a suggestion that Lukaku does want to move. So it confirms that Lukaku definitely does want to move. But essentially what he's trying to say is, at the end of the day, if he doesn't move by the end of the transfer window, he is a Manchester United player, and he will be committed to Manchester United Football Club. End of discussion, really. That's that type of answer. It just, yeah, that's about it, really. Okay, so Lukaku, I suspect that Lukaku they'll somehow get this Inter Milan deal done. It does seem to be a 10 million valuation between different clubs, but I suspect at some point the deal will be done. Bearing in mind, guys, that other clubs in Europe's transfer window closes after the deadline for the Premier League, which is August. So it's not like the Lukaku deal has to be done by the 8th of August when the Premier League starts. The Lukaku deal there's considerably more time for those deals to be done. Whereas signing players, that's our issue. He asked actually a very good question on potential right wingers, which I think is interesting because we should actually be going for wanting to sign a potential right winger. And basically he says Dan can play all across the front lines. Daniel James, it is about finding a balance. You will see him both right and left for the season. I can tell you what I'm thinking. So basically, potentially, and it's potentially Daniel James is going to fill that right wing role. I've always said that there's no real suggestion that Manchester United are going to bring a right winger this summer, even though we desperately need one, because I think Lingard is okay, but very inconsistent, and you have Mata who's slow. Daniel James clearly is fast, but you could argue maybe he's young, maybe an experienced right winger like a Nicolas Pepe, for example. More experienced than Championship side Daniel James. But I saw him in pre-season. He does look like he has potential, and it's just interesting that that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is probably or potentially going to use Daniel James on the right. So that is very interesting. On signing a new centre back. Another note this point. Ollie says, yeah, of course, there's a limit of players. Whoever performs will be part of the team, and whoever doesn't will have to fight to be back in. I think that pretty much confirms that, they're wanting to sign a centre-back. That obviously he's aware that, and it's good that he's aware that a lot of centre-backs that United have are not performing. And there'll be competition for places in a centre-back position. So that statement says a few things. It says, one, I don't think we're going to be selling any of our existing centre-backs right now. It doesn't rule out the move for Harry Maguire and probably suggests that we are going to be in a move for another centre-back. It doesn't deny the question. But most importantly, it shows that there is a desire for Manchester United to improve that back line. And Ollie knows that and wants to be a part of that. He's briefly asked on plans for Twanzebe. Axel, basically says Axel's got a great chance of staying here and playing. He has a great season last year. Start of injuries, but he has really proven that he's capable of playing at the level. A bit disappointing from what I hear. I think for me that sounds like he has a great chance. That doesn't sound like a regular, which means that is Axel basically going to spend Twanzebe? Is he going to spend this entire season on the bench, basically? I said in my previous videos, I just think that, with United on the Champions League, there's no reason why you can't play like the Twanzebe in the youth, in the Europa League group stages and the League Cup. I don't particularly care about those cups, although the Europa League is good for potentially winning against the Champions League, but there's no reason why we have to play big teams, our best teams in the Europa League group stages or in the League Cup. So I feel that Twanzebe, Daniel James, all those types of players, the young youth players, should be getting the experience in those games, not in the Premier League. I really, really, really hope that Ollie does not play his strongest 11 in the group stages of the Europa League or in the League Cup. That just shouldn't happen. Moving on. Just a bit about Lindleof, saying that he's a United player, he's happy and likes his development. He's just happy to be a part of the whole situation. That he's also, happy for new signings. That's in summary. That is the summary about it. I think the big thing coming from it is that as part of the comments to De Gea, it's suggested. And we almost end on this. De Gea obviously play tomorrow, and hope we can agree with David regarding the contract. So essentially, it's rumored that David De Gea, will sign a new contract at Manchester United. Okay, it's not official as of yet, but it is suggested that David De Gea will sign a new contract with Manchester United, and he will be at Manchester United for the next few years. That doesn't surprise me. I think. Well, one, I don't know who is still active interested in David De Gea. Maybe PSG potentially. I'm not sure about Real Madrid. Maybe Real Madrid. But long story and the short of it is that I think this is really good for United. Although I do think he was a bit sloppy towards the end of last season. He has been a legend at the club in amount of what he's been able to do. Stay tuned for more information regarding David De Gea regarding his stay at the club, and we'll obviously be live with that when we get official confirmation. So basically, in summary for the press conference reaction, a key couple of things are Ollie kind of sort of confirms that Lukaku wants to leave, but if he doesn't leave, he's essentially a United player. Lindleof confirms that he's happy at United and will stay at Manchester United. Daniel James has a potential to play on the right wing for the upcoming season. There's still an uncertainty about whether Ollie will play youth, i.e. your Twan Seabies and what have you. And lastly, Manchester United look like they're in for obviously a centre-back, and there's going to be competition for centre-back places. And lastly, David De Gea is rumoured, is suggested by Ollie that he will agree a new contract fairly soon. Thanks for listening, guys. Please like, share and subscribe to this video on REDEVILSTUDIO. Follow us on Twitter at WeAreUnitedX. Have a nice day, guys, and cheers.